So another thing I have in my case is I have the media. So that's fucking grand law. Like the laws associated with the media are very big. Um, so the stenographer's report, its opening line is called news. It's physically called that. When you go to school and you learn how to do stenographering, they say this is called news. They teach it in high school also. the So the judge, when a reporter is told to give them an account, they try holding them in contempt because the judge has a job, a formal job. The judge can cross-reference court documents and do the job and protect the people and fucking uphold law and order, but they don't. So they instead threaten to enslave the media. The and So they attempt to hold him in contempt. So contempt means that you fabricated a situation that would be dangersome or injuresome to you, and so the law says the cops are a threat to themselves and other. You pose a threat by a make-believe threat, and therefore you're held in contempt and arrestable. The which is which is what the law says. Let's see if I can find contempt. What contempt actually means. Contempt. And contempt. The feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn, a threat to themselves and others. So the law says at any point in time you can abuse the government. The government doesn't exist, so it actually says this word for word. At any point in time you could abuse the government, and you could abuse the government to take from their own fundings immediately. And if they charge a business that cohabits funding, then they've committed a crime. But in the charge, you could force the business to give a witnessing of what the government did, because the government doesn't have a legal hand in anything. By law, they're not allowed to go into your home. By law, they're not allowed to talk about your business. By law, they're just not allowed. It's not in part of the law. So we have a bank, and it's called the reserve. So you're allowed to take money from the reserve through the name of the business, but not by the name of the business. So I got money. I'll give you an example. So say my hand was a Federal Reserve. I have quarters. These quarters have George Washington on them. George Washington's a homo. Abe. Good old Abe's dead on top of it. Good old Abe. So I have a hand. Say the hand was and this is what the physical law says to do. And I do it all the time, and it just blows their mind. It's because they're slaves and they're doing slave things, and they're criminals and stupid. So I have. It's not a real penny. That's not a real penny either. Here's a penny. Has George Washington has Abraham Lincoln on one side, the White House on another. Here's a real penny. It has Abraham Lincoln on one side. It has the White House on another. Here's a real penny. It has Abraham Lincoln on one side. It has the White House on another. So there's three of them. Let's see if I can get that on camera. So there's three of them. So say Samsung, the hand is the bank. This is all the coins, and they're all in my hand. Samsung put them there. So these have a number on them. The number of this penny is Yeah, coin coins are serial numbered also. So this has, I don't know. I need a magnifying glass for it. Anyways, so Samsung put that there. You can see it better on these. So this one's an P, and then there should be another one. It's a new one. The government's a homosexual and a fool. So so anyways, so say my hand's a bank and it's Samsung. It has 3 pennies. Samsung put that there. Through Samsung's business, they put these 3 coins there. It's inside the Federal Reserve. I take 2 of them, and I took them from Samsung. Obviously, that's common sense. The actuality of things is I took it from the Federal Reserve, and there's no way to charge it in any fashion. The Federal Reserve and the government has to form a government unless a government has already been formed in favor. I own a civil case. The government's already been formed in favor. They cannot form again. So I took them, and I took them from Samsung, allegedly. In fact, I took them from the Federal Reserve. So now there's only 1 penny. So say a judge thinks he's fucking hard. You know, this is belittling as a man. I'm fucking God Almighty. I fucking kill people. I'm fucking calling Samsung in the court. Samsung, this is the fucking course and fucking direction of plot. What the fuck we're going to do is we're going to fucking bring up charges. We're going to write a bunch of documents and we're going to send them to them. That's going to be your first mistake. You're going to start communication. And... And when he gets them, we're going to fucking get your money back. And the law says it's the judge's job just to pay him the money back in double now that he's in court. So the judge goes on, we're going to get you your fucking money back. And so they bring me into court. I took no money from Samsung. You have no, these documents are all coming from you. You have no proof. We're missing money. Yeah. Do I have a house? Well, you got this house. Thank you. And so on. And that's where criminals try. Oh, you're just saying I'm fucking hard. No, I'm not. In any fashion, the money is gone. And And so the law says that I could force Samsung onto the witness stand now. No, Samsung, you spoke to the judge. Snitching is illegal. You fucking went out on the limb, agreed with whatever the fuck the judge told you. The law's a book. The judge is a bitch. Fucking he has no control over none of it. And that's what the law says, to tell him truthfully. That the judge is a bitch. He has no control over the law in any fashion. The law is a book. And that's the specific sentence. The physical written law says to tell to them. I've read it. It exists. And therefore your owner is now taking the witness stand. So from there, the law says that Samsung has to when the law says when you're forced onto the witness stand that they have to do a recess, and they have to have like 72 hours to determine whether or not an attorney will defend you while you're on the witness stand. And and that's the only time. So how fucking Mike tells on John and then Mike fucking for the DA takes the witness stand. Mike on the witness stand does not get a fucking attorney. So so I force Samsung into the witness stand, and they get 24 hours to determine whether or not they want an attorney there. Help them out with the witnessing is what the law says, because the cop has no legal authority. The attorney is solely there to ensure that the written word is the conveying from the witness of Samsung, and or not. And or not just means, well, Samsung went off and did their own thing on the witness stand. And so with Samsung on the witness stand, the law says that I get to do two things. I get to confirm that the government has money. You deposited this money to this country. Is that true? I don't give a fuck about your status. I don't care who it's going to hurt. I don't care what government's going to come after you. It does not matter to me. You deposited this money to the fucking government. Is that correct? Yeah, we fucking gave them 3 pennies. And you're missing 2. Is that correct? Oh, yeah. Well, then you could step down now. Your Honor, I took those 2 pennies because fucking the government owes me, and the government had the money. I was honest and left one left, and that's what the law says. Under no circumstance are they allowed to ever threaten you nor bring criminal charges against you.